Howdy doody.
Hey, we are all here, and it is Tuesday. Welcome.
Oh, we're here, we're there, we're somewhere.
We are now rolling. So we are we live?
We are live.
All right, good. I'm
We
just
are
checking.
live as beginning because that big TV right there has my picture on it. So we must be live.
Yeah, I am.
And Eat More Possum Brand and Lee McCready already here, and Chuck was here, but he's got to pick up the wife. So appreciate him stopping by, but fully understand that he's got to go get the wife. Because we all know what happens when you forget to pick up the wife.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't forget that. Don't forget that very important part. My wife's all the
And
time.
Dustin is in the house. One Vision Ariel. I thought you were going to rename to No Vision. Or did you get your throne back?
I'm of the persuasion that little change is good. Don't go crazy. But especially with the name changes, and I think simple is good if you can simplify it. Like,
So Eat More Possum, despite the fact that you never ate possum, is claiming that you got to go number 2 after too much possum.
the greasy chicken. That's what I've heard. Possum is like eating greasy chicken or squirrel or gamey. Yeah. Some things are just not meant to be eaten
Yeah,
unless
possum is one of them.
unless it's absolutely necessary, or if there's a cataclysm or zombie apocalypse.
Eating possum is like eating rats.
Yeah, you just don't need to go there until you absolutely need to go.
Wasn't there some sci-fi flick with, was it Stallone? No,
Where they did some
Kurt
sketchy ending.
Russell. Kurt Russell. He's getting thought out to deal with something,
Uh-huh.
and he's got Sandra Bullock is playing some future cop,
Uh-huh.
and she's taking him underground somewhere, and he's getting fed a burger. And he's really enjoying the burger. And then the gal goes like, "Do you see any cows around here?"
I do recall that. And you said a Kurt Russell one?
I think it was Kurt Russell. Yeah.
I really liked him. He was one of my more favorite, obscure B kind of actors. I really enjoyed him. I wonder what he's doing. He must be just getting old or something. He must be just getting wrinkly. Yeah, I liked him. He was good. He was good. He can't be that bad. I mean, crap, he's probably 60 something. That's not old at all, huh? So how's everybody doing in the house? One Vision Aerial? Lee, Packing Heat McCready? Lee Open Carry? I'm just referring to the Twitter posts that have been going around. Hey, when you open carry, you mean business. Somebody was basically commenting. There was a guy basically, like, it was like a Walgreens or something, and he had like I don't know what he had in it. He had a pretty nice looking piece in an open carry holster, and they were like, "Oh man, you just don't need that." And Damn, I'm gonna stand close to that dude. I'm gonna follow him around the store. I know there's gonna be bullets going the opposite way, man. I want to be close to him. Bought another gun today. Yeah, you can't have too many. If you, it's kind of like whatever, you know. If that's your thing, you know, just get a case, fill them up. It's all about who you are and what you like to do, and it's not a cheap hobby. So if you're, yeah, if you're,
Well, drone ain't a cheap hobby either.
you, yeah,
I don't think there's such a thing as cheap hobbies anymore.
no, there, yeah. If you're looking for a hobby to, that's everything. Anything that's collectible is expensive. So you're like, I trade comic books. Well,
No,
wow.
it wasn't Judge Dredd or whatever. That was a Stallone flick.
Stallone,
Yeah, Sylvester
Judge
Stallone. He
Judge
was
Dredd. Ah, yes,
Judge Dredd,
that was
but
good
that
one.
was a
That was
different
one of
movie.
those. That was one of those odd. If anybody has not watched the latest Stallone flick, it's pretty dang good. The Tulsa King. I really enjoyed that. They have 4 episodes, so go check it out if you have not on, I think, Paramount. He's doing a really good job. He basically took Rocky and made him into a gangster, and it's cool. Very enjoyable. Good acting, good dialogue, fun script.
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah. Did you like that? I mean, it's just
Yeah,
different.
no, that was good.
My favorite guy is the pot store owner. The
Yeah,
weed guy.
well, this episode one where he walks into the pot shop and told him, "Okay, you're under my protection now," and the guy goes like, "What the hell do I need protection from who?"
And he throws a water bottle at his guard and damn near knocks him out. Or does knock him out. He's just sitting there on his phone. Oh, you're under my. I
Yeah,
don't
but
need protection. This
he
is
kind
legal
of
business.
grows. They kind of developed that character for the pot store owner.
Yeah,
They
I
developed that
just
character pretty good.
I was trying to figure if he was going to go rogue on him, and I think he kind of understands that he's just going to make more money. But then Stallone's finding out that he is making more money. He's making way more money. The pot store is a front. Anyway, yeah, check that show out. You'll like it. It's got some cool things. It's got some cool twists and
Demolition
turns.
Man.
Yes, and if you have not, okay, make sure you oops, I didn't want that. Where the hell is my what's that? I don't want that one. Oh, I know. I was just gonna throw up a reminder, a thumb reminder. There we go. I can't remember half the crap anyway. Good old, good old, good old solid OBS, man. So, how's it hanging there in Texas?
Well,
Cold and
we have
rainy
winter
and
storm warning, and the entire state of Texas has been shut down. We're done.
it's mostly ice, right? The ice and water kind of issue.
Yeah, no,
The
we
slip.
had drizzly rain and 32-degree temperatures, and yeah,
And this has to do with the
damp
guys.
and rain don't mix.
Yeah, this has to do with the guys that drive down the road with the truck with the shovels. Rat burger scene. Let's see, eat more pasta. Let's see, Brent. I discovered that putting a longer antenna on my Synolog 25 introduced mega jello. Had to put the stubby antenna back on. Interesting.
Which flavor of Mega Jello? Is that the big cups?
It's amazing how something so simple can create just a messed up, just a messed up flight characteristic. It's kind of like when I had, when I put those stupid bumpers on my, I'll never put anything on that Avata. Put that on, it just screwed it all up. I had jello all over the place and took them off and back to smooth, smooth. Hey Jim, it's a balancing act,
Hey, we got Jim in the house.
It's an absolute balancing act.
So, well, shall we talk about the elephant in the room?
Sure.
You elephant?
Bring her
Let's
up.
talk about yours first.
Wow, that looks bigger now that you're holding it with the battery. That I didn't get a scale. I've seen it in photos, but I have not seen it to scale. Cool, man. Look at that build. He completely customized the antenna mount because that didn't exist in the correct way to get that air unit
See
in there.
where you can get to your USB port and USB card now and the O3 unit.
I mean, look at that. He's got it turned so it's accessible. You can get a freaking cable in that. You should design the Avata, the next version. Nice job.
And then we had a last minute addition on this end.
Yeah, look at that. And then he threw on the camera mount.
We printed out this camera mount.
And that is the most effed up frame that you ever want to use for that build. But with these two additions, it looks great. Freaking looks great. Looks first cabin. Too bad Chris Rosser couldn't have designed that. You shouldn't be allowed to make a frame unless you design the other parts, the camera mount and it should come with the frame.
Here's your antenna and GPS mount that I designed from scratch.
So I still have this is what it started out like. Right here.
Yeah.
But
that fit over the top of the antenna.
Right.
And
you squeezed it down.
Well, our issue was to get to that USB port. You couldn't have anything in the way down here.
Yeah, there's not one
been able to plug in your USB port.
There's not 1 millimeter of extra space on that quad whatsoever to move anything around.
So,
and then he stacked that. That just totally made sense. You stack that. I don't know why. I didn't know why the first designer didn't stack it. It just makes way more sense.
You probably had the room.
It just looks better though, stacked. It's just way better. So if anybody buys a Chris Rosser, I mean, Kai, you need to take those designs right there. You need to print a bunch of those out, put them on Etsy or something, sell them.
I'm going to put them on the Thingiverse.
Because that's the perfect solution for that. And it's especially the way you modify or you turn the air unit. I mean, and go, show them where the peg was and where the standoff is. Because that was really messed up. There's no way to mount the O3.
So we would have put the air unit in there.
Here, regular. Go full frame. You can go full. You can make me small.
Just remove myself.
There we go.
If we would have put the air unit in there straight, that standoff right there would have been in the way of the SD card.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
You
But the
wouldn't been able to get
standoffs,
to the SD card.
yeah, and those standoffs have to be there because of the way the frame, the legs are designed. So
So I had to put it in a turn it to a 45. And luckily, in the back, we have the screw holes to where you couldn't turn it. So
those are lined up.
yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't know you were able to.
yeah, no,
I didn't
it's
see
it's
that. Yeah, that turned out great. I called it Kai's Custom Quads.
so also adding a GPS to NASCO XL5 V2. You sent me a pic. Okay.
Let's see, you got us pick? Yeah, put it up. I'm just really impressed, Kai. You really knocked that freaking build out of the park. I sure as hell didn't do that. And there's no other quad that looks like that. That is a one of a kind. It is a one of a kind 5-inch quad that only exists because the only other one I've seen is an absolute Frankenstein quad. It's a Franken quad. I mean, nothing's right on it. Hey, Lambo. If you would when you get a chance to moderate their Lambo drive Zambo.
These are the two pictures that he sent me of that GPS unit. Well,
6M.
that looks like a pretty much run-of-the-mill GPS.
It's got its own battery in it too. I see there.
Most of those do.
So it saves the.
Yeah, but it only saves for a very short time. Then the battery runs out and we're out.
That's a big one though. It looks pretty big, but I can't see scale.
But yeah, as long as you can find a TPU mount or some mount for it to get it on your quad. Some of the Avatar guys have issues with too much noise coming out of VTX to interfere with the GPS. Basically, the Avatar doesn't have enough of a frequency shield on it, RF shield on it, and that's causing problems.
Because this one's stacked too, just like that. It's stacked in the back there. Just looking to see how that one was configured. That one doesn't have a GPS on it.
Well, yeah, you always want to put in an angle because you're never flying flat. You're always flying in an angle, so that puts the antenna sort of flat, the GPS antenna flat.
The only other way I've seen them mounted is where they just mount it to the battery strap and stick it on the top. They put a clip of some kind, but that's still doing that.
Yeah. So
so I did a little research on the the big heavy lift kind of setups where they're people are still building. I haven't really looked at it for quite a few years, and I was looking at Painless 360's site. The 2023 version of Pixhawk is out, and that stuff has gotten really expensive. To get a commercial size Pixhawk flight controller, they are about $400 now. And they put all
Yeah, they're
kinds of
not
stuff
cheap.
in them.
They're not cheap.
They're all new.
But
There's all kinds of sensors in them. They've just done a lot of really cool things to. So I was thinking of Brent. He's using the old Pixhawk. I don't know what the software it is, but I just thought that was kind of cool that he was going through that process. You throw a modern transmitter on there, stick like a crossfire transmitter on that thing and receiver, and now you got a modern bird basically with a lot with programmability, open source programmability. It's pretty cool. I was just looking back because it'd been so many years since I'd done that. That was back in I think it goes back as far as 2015 when Painless was doing that. And then I think I was doing it mine about 2018. And it's gone a long ways. It's cool. Because anytime you see a commercial bird out there now with carrying anything heavy, they're basically flying with those it's a custom made bird, 500 centimeters or bigger. There we go. There's the Boxster. Yep.
she has arrived. He has arrived. And I've already got let me put my back here. I already put the crossfire in the back. Love the fact that it comes with that gimbal protector and switch protector.
Didn't have to print it.
Nope. It came with it. And I already did a little upgrade into it. So we already have the AGO1 gimbals in there, the full metal CNC gimbals. And then I have to add.
Welcome to HTX. Switch warning.
A little, which one? We already got the LEDs in there too. The LED lights around the gimbals.
Yeah, those are nice. Nice touch. Yeah, so Possum.
You like the black DJI radio? You will love this thing.
Same dimensions.
Just about the same dimensions.
Say Possum's putting the 6C, the Pixar. Yeah, that's the one I saw. They're about 300, I think. That flight controller. So many. That's such a good build. I was thinking of modifying mine with the newer flight controller. Oh yeah, so the same dimensions about exactly, except for you got a nice big LED panel. And now, how does that compare to all your other radios? Every time you switch radios, you've got, you got to set it up. And you've got to like save model configurations and stuff. Are they pretty much the same?
I've got 4 models in this thing right now.
Uh-huh.
One is ELRS internal. One is the Crossfire external. Then I've got a simulator where all the modules will turn off. And then I've got an ELRS external because I have some flat controllers that don't have the ELRS 3.0 on them yet. So I got to use an external module that I leave on the 2.0 firmware of the ELRS.
Now, is this going to be the final controller? Is this it? Is this, you think this, is this going to stand the test of time?
This is the one controller I've been looking for.
That does everything that you want it to do. And
this is the ELRS 1 watt module internal, and it has a Crossfire 1 watt module in the back. And that will do anything and everything I want to do.
right. You got really high power. I mean, crap, 1 watt. Holy crap.
It's got the 1000 megahertz refresh on the ELRS, which I actually went and bought the freaking Tango 2 again for a second time because that's what I was looking for, a solution. Crossfire and ELRS. I don't want any Free Sky or any other protocol because I don't deal with any of those. The Memo has got the tracer in it. I have no tracer. I have no use for it. To me, this is where TBS missed out an opportunity. They should have made the Mambo where you could buy it either with tracer or with Crossfire. I think that's something where TBS kind of missed the boat. The Mambo radio is a good radio, but it's tracer. So if you don't have tracer, then you rely on plug-in modules in the back.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the perfect with everything.
This is, I can leave it like that, stick it in the case, and not worry about anything. What do you mean too complicated?
Hey Brent, what are you gonna control that freaking Frankenbird you're building with? What's the controller I'm curious what he's gonna use. Because most of them are FR Sky. I think that's what you can get, the big FR Sky module. Or if you want to get real cheap, you can go to get the Fly Sky stuff. I don't even know if they still sell that. But you can literally put whatever control module you want on there.
Yeah.
It's just a ginormous. Yeah.
Well, I'm using two protocols. I'm using Express LRS and I'm using Crossfire.
Crossfire, yeah. And for what
Yeah.
Brent's doing, he should be using Crossfire with that. That's what I would do with the big bird like that, just to have.
If you big birds where I'm going to need more range, it's all going to be Crossfire all day long. What I just found out, and ELRS, there's like different manufacturers that make basically the same hardware. But when you go to flashing that freaking thing, you better know whose manufacturer's receiver you got in your bird.
Right.
And
yeah, you got a whole list of things.
If you have more than one bird, it's kind of hard to remember. Because I had to update a couple of them to the 3.2 ELRS or the 3.0 ELRS, and trying to remember whose receiver do I have where. Yeah, that was not fun.
Interesting.
And then some receivers will update through Betaflight, other receivers won't do it, and let's just say at that point, I'm like, Crossfire is so much easier when it comes to updating shit.
He said, Possum saying that he was using a DJI Vista. I can see that for his goggle cam, but he says DJI controller later. I may venture. I'm trying to figure out what there is. There a for Pixhawk? Is there a what do you how are you going to connect the? Is there a DJI receiver? I guess you could hook a Vista as and use that as your flight control. I've just never
Well,
seen that.
DJI has the Air unit and the Vista unit have S-Bus.
Right.
So,
Okay. You just hook it up through S Bus. Just that's okay. That's what they because that was just coming out in 2018. They were S Bus was becoming the 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 way to basically control those birds because it was switching over.
yeah, but I want more than S-Bus. I want full telemetry.
Right. The telemetry
And
comes from on those. You actually have to have a telemetry module, and it's separate, and it goes. Yeah, it's not even part of your goggles because it connects into the flight controller, and then it goes out into a wireless, and then it connects to your PC. And that's what I have. I have this a telemetry module that collects all of my flight data and puts it on a screen. So I'm actually
well,
watching a laptop.
that's a black box.
Yeah, that's what I was how I was flying.
That's a black box that records your flight. What I'm talking about is live back feed of telemetry, like
Right.
longitude and latitude. You know,
Okay, he says S
especially when
Bus.
you're on a long range.
He says Pixoc has documentation on it, so they show you how to do it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think that's a whole fun thing. That's what if I could get back in the right frame of mind, that would be kind of interesting. I'd like to see if I can get my big Goonie bird flying again and have a little fun
Well,
with it.
but yeah, let me turn this off.
Yeah, once I get it flying, I'll get the telemetry radios. Cool.
Yeah, no, but this thing is the one stop shop I've been looking for.
Now, what's the Boxster cost now? I forget. Was what you said it was $130 or 150,
140 bucks for the box.
and then you all the other things you have. Now the modules, the bait modules you have, right?
The module I had,
Right.
the AGO ones are 130.
Yeah.
The LED rings are another 20. You don't need the AGO ones. You don't need the LEDs right off the bat. All you want is just the radio. I was actually surprised it came as quick as it did. I
Yeah.
looked it up. I ordered it from Pyrodrone on December 17th, and I've got it like 2 weeks ago. So it took right out of months to get. They're still only on pre-order, and just about anywhere you look, they're on pre-order. I fully expected not to see this thing till sometime in March. I mean, they just came off the Chinese holiday thing.
Right.
So now they got to freaking get caught up on things.
It'd be interesting to see how this year goes. It's kind of the first free year we've had that there's a completely assuming we're talking that China doesn't have any COVID, restricted complications within their manufacturing. Because that's the only thing is they never had COVID. So from what we call they were never allowed to let it just flow freely through their population. So they're dealing with the crap that happened 2 years ago. So it'd be interesting to see where that goes with their manufacturing. I think they are finally getting that kind of off the table. And any of the shortages that were getting caught up on the chip shortages. And it'd be interesting to hear that news. And then the economy kind of just flattening out. But I'm very curious.
So what did he do with this thing?
But
Hold on, I gotta share this.
just really interested in how that's going to all pan out this year because it's literally the beginning. Oh, look at that.
Did
like
you
somebody
bury it in the mud?
at
Look
the
at the front end on this thing.
That's a peanut
Yes.
butter and jelly dipped mud packed.
Jesus. So anyhow,
Mud dip 5-inch beater.
so now I've got a little bit of a rant.
Now here we go.
I still am. I'm looking at the Flywheel Explorer, the new one, 03 unit Explorer. I actually sold my other Explorer, but I'm trying to justify the cost. But watched a couple of reviews, and one reviewer's like, okay, when you there's these frame stiffeners that go from the front arm to the back arm on either side. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the long
That extra strut between the
Yeah.
front and back motor. Yep, those. And this battery is a little heavier than the 750 that Flywheel recommends. So he's over the 250 gram thing. But he's basically saying, fuck it, 10 grams. Who's going to come arrest me for that? 15 grams, 20 grams, 280 grams. He don't care. I mean, 280 is, in his mind, 280 is close enough to 250 where it really won't matter. And I think that is irresponsible for any reviewer to put that sort of information out there.
Yeah, there's actually physics involved in the weight.
There's not just that there's physics involved in the weight. It doesn't matter. The FAA had to pick a weight, and they picked 250 grams. And are you going to get arrested for flying a 260 gram quad? Yeah, they're not going to come and weigh your shit.
Probably not.
But you sent that 260 gram through a windshield of a car or a helicopter or something else.
Yeah. It's the liability. You're going to end up with the full extent of the law on that. It sucks. It sucks to be the drone police, but you have to kind of think about it and decide, am I going to
You
fly?
want to be a drone police? It's just, this is the rules we're given. We have to deal with it.
Am I going to be a sub 50 flyer, or I'm going to be or a heavy, or an RID flyer? You got to, you have to kind of make that decision, because once you do, it's easy. You just, I think there's a challenge to staying in the sub 50 category too. It's as hard as you worked at that quad that you made for me, there's no way that's going to be sub 250. It's just, the dimensions just don't allow it.
The dry weight without battery came out to 235 grams.
Yeah, we'd have to have a 20 gram battery. Maybe.
Yeah, that's not happening.
We could get a plutonium powered battery on there someday. It's possible.
Hey, Chris Opens in the house. Howdy, fella.
But yeah, there's definitely there's discussions in all of those categories. If you get into if 51 Drones was talking about the line of sight rules and laws, and the people that say you got to be staring literally at your quad and you can't keep your eyes off it, you can't look down at your controller. It just has to be an absolute freaking zombie stare. I mean, there's just stuff like that. It's self-awareness.
Well,
that's self-policing. But if you're going to go and make giant quadcopters and say you're going to build a 2-pound monster likes behind me there. That thing's going to have an RID module on it if I fly it. If that, I can test it, I can bring it to the park and go somewhere where I can see if it's hovering and stuff like that. But once you start freaking flying that thing cross country, that thing's going to have to be compliant too.
Yeah, but I mean, for a reviewer to sit there and say, the 250 gram mark is nothing. Right. Don't worry about it.
Right.
It's irresponsible.
Right. So the word
it's just irresponsible.
So it just gets down to what if you're gonna
want to fly under 250, fly under 250. 250 is the freaking cutoff. 249.9. That's it. On 249.99999, however many nines you want to throw in there.
What's happening?
The scale hits 250 and that's it.
Hey, Tex Arts Drone Guy is in the house.
Michael.
Chris Hope. We are all in the house. Thanks for popping in for
Chris and Michael, they ought to be good and frozen by now. Because that's a bit cooler up there.
Yeah, we got this next week though. The warm weather's
north and east Texas. They are definitely freezing more than I am here.
You just wait. In 5 days, it's going to be 70 degrees for you guys, or 65.
Well, freaking Sunday, the damn air conditioner came on because it got so freaking hot out here.
It's coming.
And then Monday it was overcast and drizzly, and then today it's overcast and drizzly and freaking freezing temperatures.
I think we have a warm front.
Schools are shut down today, tomorrow. I mean, my office is closed. I can't even go to work right now. I work remotely.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. 30 degrees, ice in the trees, just got his electricity back on.
30 degrees, ice in the trees.
Yeah.
I could write a song about that.
It'd be a country song because electricity come back too. Yeah, Michael, same thing. Another 2 days of ice.
Well, it's 40 below and I don't got a heater in my truck and I'm off to the rodeo.
So, bet.
Yeah, the coming days we've got the.
So come spring thaw, I'm going to run to the UPS store and get this thing in the mail to you.
Then we'll have to do a maiden flight. I'm excited to fly. I've never flown a true 5-inch quad ever. A freestyle. So that'll be kind of fun. Looking forward to that. With I think I'm actually going to use the V2s, not the I think I'm going to set them up for flying with the ones I just bought.
Well, I did activate your air unit and made sure everything is on. I put the OSD for now. You're going to have to rearrange it to your liking.
Yeah, I'll look at it with you if I can't figure something out. I think the most, like I said, I've never flown with the FPV.
You need to update your Betaflight configurator.
Yeah, I'll hook it up and get my controller out because I don't know where the buttons and switches are. I mean,
I found a Chinese video where a guy showed which buttons do what, or which buttons on what auxiliary channel.
They make sense though, because they're on the correct sides. You just got to like you're saying, the arm switch versus where your three position switch is for your modes. they're this pretty much the same. And then it's knowing where those are and your beeper and all that stuff are, so anyway, I'll keep it close. That's all I got to say. It's going to be within within the 300 feet of me almost at all times until I get that thing figured out. I'm excited though. It'll be fun. It'll be a neat it should be a real punchy flyer.
Here's the
Oh, there we go. Pre-arm beeper. Okay, there's the pre-arm button.
pre-arm I didn't use. I just used it for beeper on aux 4. Arm, disarm on aux 3. And then aux 1 is your normal is angle, horizon is sport, and acro is manual.
Uh-huh.
And then your aux 2 as your turnover after crash or turtle mode.
Turtle mode button.
Yeah, is on this switch right here.
It'll be fun.
You don't have to make sure that it's set at the right.
Right, I'll fix it.
Fly zone's in the house. Howdy, Mikey.
I'll get it into beta flight and make sure I can.
Yeah, I kind of gave it a blind stab because I don't have that controller, and I'm not going to spend money on it because it's a piece of.
Yeah, it's not the prime equipment that the controller one is. I'm going to keep those things working. I mean, the original DJI controller is it's pretty damn simple.
Well, I actually have an ELS receiver that I could put in yours, but there isn't enough UARTs. So we'd have to do either or.
If you were to do it all over, what flight controller would you have used in that?
I can tell you which flight controller I would have used. Matter of fact, I can show you which flight controller I would have used.
Yeah, so we used the Speedy Bee 722.
Yeah, that's a 722. That's a Speedy Bee Mini.
Yeah.
With a 35 amp.
So, which is nice because it's pretty small, and then it's also it's wireless. Did you use wireless to do your beta flight stuff? You didn't use Bluetooth? I'm gonna goof with that too, just for fun. I've done that. I've actually done that in the field with Mr. Croc, which it's kind of nice. If you have to do an adjustment. So that's it right there. The GN 722 all-in-one.
This is the one I would have used. It's a 722. And it's got 1.5 amp output on the 9 volt, 2 amp output on the 5 volt back. This is checking a lot of boxes for me. Matter of fact, I just ordered that thing yesterday for my next build. I've already got a similar one. The 745 is in this 4-inch here. Let me make myself bigger. There we
Just
go.
allowed you to squeeze it down.
So that's the 745. It's basically the same form factor. It's a 722.
Right.
And
well, it's got the standoffs in the right spot too, so they're not friggin' they make sense with the boards.
It's a 20 by 20 flight controller. Yeah, no, this is
Hey, see you later, Chris Hope. Have a good one, man.
Stay warm.
Stay warm. My feet are cold, man. It was a cold day. Crap, this inside of work. Holy crap. They didn't spend any money on heat today at all. Ugh.
Yeah, this one has 6 available UARTs on it, where yours has 3.
3. Yeah, well, it is like I said, stacked, so it's
But you need one for your air unit, one for your receiver, and one for the GPS. So
right.
it does what you need to do. And it's a clean stack. I mean, I do like it.
Yeah, it's popular.
But the thing is, the frame was your frame, and normally, and that's hard to show right now, but normally where the side plates for the camera come in, they go right over the top of the stack. And the side plates are on 20 mil center, which is the same as the freaking stack. So
it butts right into it.
The stack screws go straight into the freaking camera mount.
Yeah.
In the front. So you
didn't
can't
say a lot of
use
good words
strong
when
enough
you were working
screws.
on that. Kai said a lot of bad words. He'd send me texts and say, "This is frustrating," but he took his time.
Frustrating was not one of the words, but there were other F words involved.
He took his time. He walked away when he got frustrated, and came up with a.
Actually, that's not a DJI. That is a Avatar. Walk snail.
Hook snail.
And howdy, Drone Psyche.
Hey, thank you for popping in.
If y'all don't mind, hit the old thumbs up button.
Yes.
I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, so yeah, you had a 4-inch and a 5-inch there.
Yep.
And I think.
And actually,
can't you put 5.5 inch? Can't you put 5? Can't you put a little bit bigger props on that?
On this one, no.
No.
No. This is all she'll allow.
That's a good size prop for that anyway. That's a good. You can you can look at a quad and know the prop that it needs.
I'm actually flying or been flying a 4.5-inch prop on the shocker, because with the 5-inch props it gets so freaking tight with the battery, the way the deck is designed.
Yeah.
But the 4.5-inch flies just fine. So
nope, that is a good looking.
Since the question is coming up about the South Florida drone meetup, I will not be there.
Yeah, as much as it'd be nice to go to South Florida, I don't get enough days off. Like I said, I got to get through this. I got this wedding for my nephew this year. I had to take two days off for that. I got to fly in the spring already.
I had to take time off for COVID, and I do need to go to Germany this year. So I don't have the time.
Germany needs you. Uh-oh. I'm froze.
You froze.
I don't know why. Here, I'll be good. All I got to do is just restart. I've never froze in the middle of anything. That's weird.
No, never.
Oh, what is up with this? Here, I'll be right back.
Yes, at its finest.
They need to have a better version of the reset on this.
Yep. I hear you.
All right. I'll be right back.
Drop you off in Frankfurt? I don't even go that far south. I fly into Hamburg. You usually come through either Copenhagen or Amsterdam. So hopefully I can go to Copenhagen because then I can pig out on some good old Danish hot dogs while I'm on the way.
There we go. We're back. Look at that hot swap. Hot freaking
He's
swapping.
back.
At least if my life is slowly coming back together, at least the computer is not the problem. That used to be part of my problem every freaking week. I finally just got that out of my life.
I wish Sunrise would have showed up today because
Yeah, what's up with Chris, man? Where's he at?
he's frozen.
He probably is. He's literally frozen. I mean, he's about stick skinny. He's like a pretzel.
Yeah.
One of them little stick pretzels.
No. Guess what's coming back to life?
You got that puppy? Is that your are you got that now?
That's
Your
the
priority?
VTOL.
You got that on your priority list? Hey, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Spent some time gluing shit and putting shit back in place, and it's time to take it out into the field and test it.
Oh, you got it together? It's done? Oh, wow. I'm excited for that.
So if it wouldn't be so freaking rainy and drizzly out, I probably would have gone out in the backyard to see if I get some life back in it. But
you know that the VTOL body and design is the future of all commercial activity. I think it is. I think to get the efficiency for that, what it needs to do to have all of those boxes checked, the only way you can do it is vertical takeoff and wing flight. I'm on that. I'm on board that train. And it's not a new design, but it's definitely an efficient design. I mean, when you're talking moving miles. So I'm hoping that there's some manufacturers that made that one, the ZMO and the, what's the other, of course, Autel's got their fly fish design.
this is what I'm looking at.
That's a sport flyer there, boy. That's nice looking.
This is something I want to get into.
Now that's a true glider, though, right? That's a glider. Yeah, that's not a vertical takeoff.
Yeah, but this I guarantee you, somebody out there is already working on a kit to convert this into a VTOL.
Yeah, to have a more efficient plane design, right? Because the wing is all cool and everything, but it's kind of heavy. I mean, they have that big lifting wing, and to have it a more slender like that, a little bit more, because even the wings tend to have a lot more floppy characteristics, but if you could streamline that out, that's,
Well,
we
the
should
Healing
probably
Ranger, there's now a VTOL kit out for it.
We need to.
We got
Whoops, excuse me.
They've got a kit that costs about as much as the plane itself, but it'll convert the Healing into a VTOL.
Right, because it's a standard configuration within any of the open source flight softwares to do a 3 motor design. Could you Blue Moderate drone site?
Yes, that is the plane that the concession stand got in the way of. Who do we need a?
Drone site.
Okay, there he is. Done.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the VTOL back in. I did go and rewatch that video where you guys were chasing it, and just to
It is a fun plane. It is a really fun plane.
throwing an action 8 or 7 or whatever you got that stabilized with that. Some great flight video there. Action 2.
DJI action. The original Osmo action. I got the Osmo action in the nose.
Yeah, come to think of it, I got an Osmo action that's not doing anything. It'd be a nice little drone camera. That thing is so misunderstood. There's so many people just discounted that thing, and there's a ton of
Well,
them
the
out there.
ZMO, the ZMO is so freaking expensive.
Right.
They kind of price themselves out of a lot of customers. I mean, that thing is $1,000 bill.
Yeah. The controller is part of the expense on that. If they could couple it with a different control system, maybe allow you to use your phone, like a DJI controller, that would be.
Well, it works with the DJI controller.
Oh, right. It uses the black controller, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's still expensive, like you're saying. So with that, it's expensive still.
Well, it's what, $1,100 without goggles and controller.
Right. I'm looking
But if you
at
have the
it.
DJI goggles and you have the DJI controller, then you could.
Here's the OMP Hobby ZMO VTOL, yeah, $1,099.
Yeah, that's what's the air unit.
Right.
There's a $900 version, but that don't even have the air unit in it. So
That is awfully pricey for styrofoam. 3 motors in styrofoam and a pretty simple flight controller. They're making some money on that.
well, the flight controller isn't that simple.
It can't be that. It can't
But
be that.
it's I mean, the way they've got the quick disconnects for the wings and everything else. I mean,
Right. That is not. Yeah.
they've done their homework on it.
Right. I agree. I agree that like you're saying, the wings are here. I'm looking at that thing right this very second here, and here I'm just gonna throw that on there. I'm just kind of here. Let me see if I can get my capture there. This is the one I'm checking out. But yeah, because right where they snap together, that is pretty nice. And then they got the carbon fiber tail spar, and now what's the flight time on that?
I think it's about 45 minutes.
It says maximum of 60-minute battery time, but I don't know where they get that number. 45 minutes. That's a lot of time.
I flew this thing for half an hour, and I mean, you're done at that point.
Right. You need to land just to get your breath. And you got to, and then you got, now, yeah, you could use the goggles too with that.
Yep. No, you can use the, well, yeah, no, the goggles too are now compatible with the old air units.
Yeah.
So.
And it says it's compatible with all those regular cameras. I'm guaranteed.
No, that's the old, the GoPro 6, 7, 8. The
action.
9 and 10 and 11 are going to be too heavy in that
Okay.
nose.
So whatever the action, so you just got to look at those weights, and you got to get kind of try to keep that. And if you, like you said, if you put an action, the DJI Action 2 on there, you're underweight.
Yeah. No, I just put the Osmo Action in there. Be done
Yeah.
with that.
Right. And that's good. That's like I said, that's a great use for that.
By the way, if you want to put the DJI Action, the Action 2 in there, then you got to make a TPU adapter to
Right.
take up the rest of the space. Painless 360 actually has a thing out there to mount the Peanut in the front end. But I mean, if I'm gonna put a camera in the front, I might as well use the Action because I've got it and
Right.
it works good. So
Right. No, it's a great camera. I like the video characteristics of that, and it is an idea. You just hope that people keep doing this. That's what I'm afraid of right now is that, there's going to be this standoffness of buying anything, then there won't be anybody wanting to make anything for the hobby anymore. And it's just
the good thing is Buddy RC has spare parts for this plane. They're not cheap, but they are available.
Yeah. I was just looking to see what else. There's the Swan. That's the other one. That's the competitor. And that doesn't even look cool. But that has its own controller and stuff.
Yeah, but that has a minimum. You have to have a minimum height with this, because if you drop under a certain height, it'll automatically convert over into quadcopter and then one slant.
Right.
Even with the upgraded software on it. If I get the SMO, the ZMO to working now, Kelly and I are gonna do a comparison video between those two.
Does Kelly still have the Swan?
Yep.
Okay.
As far as I know.
This one is HDMI compatible for goggles as well, but the other one's so much more simple. Just using the air unit just makes more sense than to have this entire system and then pay the extra $1,600. So you're basically paying the extra $600 for the controller. I mean, that's quite a bit of difference in cost. And then you got all the extra resistance because of the 4 motors.
Well, I mean, the 4 motors are going and the forward flight too. Right. I mean, it has to have, it's got to build up speed in order to flip over into vertical mode.
Right.
And then, it's got to keep going at a pretty good clip where the ZMO can slow down quite a bit more.
It'd just be nice if these guys would continue to enhance, and embrace the idea.
And I got a Smurf Northeast Drone Productions.
Yeah, the neighbor of mine, he was flying a VTOL, but one of the inexpensive ones. One of the $200 varieties, like the E-Flight.
Yeah. that E-flight I saw flying in front of San Antonio International Airport the other day.
Boy.
I about wrecked my truck.
Oh my
I'm
lord.
driving. I mean, right in front of the airport is Loop 410, big highway,
Uh-huh.
and that's close to where I live. And I look over, and there's that little phone plane going down the fence line in front of a freaking runway
Oh
in front
boy.
of San Antonio International Airport.
Oh my
I'm like,
lord.
you have got to be kidding me.
Oh gosh. That is so bad. That is really bad.
I'm like, why the hell would you do that? Because I could.
Here's the E-flight Stearman.
Yeah. Yeah, that's almost one of those.
That's pretty big. That's
that 600 millimeter one, I think, what it was.
yeah, the OMP
But,
hobby is the best of the best for sure. There's no question. It's the best build. I mean, there's a lot of them. There's people making their own, like you're saying, and I think the VTOL. I'm actually curious to just get one of the little inexpensive kits to just get used to flying the plane. Get one of these little $200 planes to just dink around with, just for fun. It's a fun little, they're fun little planes to fly, and you can get in a nice small park area and not have to worry about, they're quiet, not have to worry about disturbing anybody. Most people aren't triggered by that kind of thing. So
I got my butt in gear and get the Phoenix back in the air, too.
the big, yeah. You got to
big
need
8-footer, 8-foot span.
It's time to get the flight of the Phoenix.
Oh, watch out. TJ's in the house.
The flight of the Phoenix.
Well, it went on fire on its maiden.
Yes, it did.
It caught on fire.
It damn near burned
down the pasture. Yeah.
Oh well, we all have a story like that.
So, hell, I got to do something with that helicopter yet.
When you got your other wing there,
I need to freaking change out the battery connector in that thing, and then fly that.
Well, put the VTOL kit on that. Go get one of those little VTOL kits, and that would be a perfect one to install
On what?
there. Get a VTOL kit for the Phoenix.
Good God. How big a freaking motor do you want to put on there?
Car motors to get that thing up in the air to lift it sideways. That'd be huge. I don't.
Yeah, you'd have to put like freaking 12-inch props on that thing
just to get it to lift. Hey, TJ Giggles, how you doing? I've been looking for a long time at those VTOL planes, and just got to keep it fun, man. I got to keep it light and keep it fun. That's going into spring. I get so down sometimes with things, and you start, when you think too much. That's what tax season did to me. It made me freaking feel down. It was such a bad tax season.
Yeah, I gotta look at that myself.
I didn't say that word. It's done now.
Yeah, I gotta do taxes and all that crap myself. So, but we've been at it for a bit over an hour now, hour and 15 minutes.
Yep, we've been on for mine. I'm not recording, so it's not keeping track.
It's your Taco Tuesday.
Yeah,
we're
salad Tuesday today, but yeah, Taco Tuesday.
I'm surprised you ain't got yelled at yet.
My chef is in the house. My wife's out of town, so she's probably watching right now. She's up in Provo in a teacher convention. Well, they're training. They train teachers, reading.
Oh, that's what they call it now.
Reading training. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, now there's my daughter. Now she's calling right now. So I better.
I think it's time to wrap her up, brother.
It is. I'm getting the phone call right now. I wish she'd just text. See, it's like we forgot. It's like they forget that function works on your phone. All righty, so I'm out of here.
Oh, by the way, I now have graduated to the smartwatch.
Ah, so you're not that smart, huh? You've graduated to a smartwatch.
I
can't even see mine. Well, I can, but
yeah, no, I've got this because it has the EKG and then the heart monitor on it.
Yeah, they're nice.
So
you can know when you're getting tense.
Well, I'm an AFib patient, so
yep. And you can detect your AFib. That's awesome.
Yeah. Not like I already know what's going on, but if I got any kind of question, I can just do a quick EKG, and if I need to, I can break out the real EKG.
Yeah, that thing. Oops, I can't show it. That thing right there. Oh, it's not on there. Up there was the heart. I turn it upside down and it disappears. Oh.
Well, now,
all right.
Looky who just rolled in. Sunrise Water Media.
All right.
Sunrise, to highlight for you, yes, I got a new radio. No, you don't get it.
Quick, send my drone before he flies it.
And the VTOL is fixed. So Kelly needs to make Kelly and we need to get together and do the VTOL versus Swan thing. The VTOL comparison. So
yeah, this is more appropriate.
Where the hell you been, Chris? Sleeping? Falling asleep on the couch again? Don't tell me you were working. Freaking the entire state is shut down today.
Yeah, there's nobody working. Did Kelly come pick you up? I've been lurking.
Damn, he's working you to the bone.
Oh, it's right. Kelly's podcast. I gotta put that on my speed dial.
They're good.
I take a walk in the morning, and it'd be kind of fun listening to them when I do my walks. It's nice and on Sunday I can listen to it too. So it'd be interesting.
I got one more product to recommend right here for your radio. A small 8 gig card, but this is the industrial, so that can take a beating. And they're fairly inexpensive, like $9 a piece, $6 a piece, whatever it was.
Yeah, 8 gig card, that has to be pretty reasonably priced. All righty.
Well,
I better get going here.
and the radio, this came with an SD card, but the quality of that SD card, it don't last too long. But these cards were, let's see, $6.75 a piece.
All right. Time for Dad to go eat. I'm out of here.
All righty. Well, it's time to go.
I got to listen to
we'll see y'all on Friday or next Tuesday. We're doing some on Friday?
Yeah, I'll do something Friday. The weather's getting better.
On Friday.
Yeah, so if you're thinking about that, then I could get on to, I could use the other program. I'll use Evmux. Evmu. Emux. Emu. I've heard that said so many different ways. I really don't know what it's called. Emu.
Yeah, that thing.
That thing, the purple thing.
The other thing.
The other one. Yeah.
All right. Well, Chris, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, no problem, man. It was good chat. A lot of good stuff, man. It's good positive vibes. We need those positive vibes, man.
Oh, John Coopy popping in there too.
Hey, what's up with that?
I do use walks now. Hold on, let's see what he's got here.
Well, dinner's going to be done when I get down there. John Coopy. All right, I'm going to have to excuse myself.
I have no idea if they're glued in or not. I never had to take one apart. So, sorry, John. Can't help you with that. But we got to go. We're past our time.
Yes, we've done our hour.
Thank you all for hanging out. We'll see you next Friday and then on Tuesday on my channel again. Until then,
have a great week. Have a good week. Bye.
Have a good week. Bye.